Tony Mamaluke. The fans don't seem to appreciate him, and I can't imagine why.
Yeah, me neither. This guy's a bona fide legend, and he should have some respect. He's probably in mourning because of the passing of Big Ange.
Well, that's a good point, Dyson. I agree with you there. Tony Mamaluke, I think, was a good friend of Big Ange, but right now, he's setting to take on Blake Morris.
Absolutely, Mr. Mamaluke there. Where's little Guido? Usually these two are together.
Who knows, by this point, he might be in the witness protection program.
Well, referee getting set to make this one official.
We've got some match here, ladies and gentlemen. Legendary ECW superstar Tony Mamaluke will be taking on Blake Morris here for Fighting Spirit Wrestling in what seems to be an unbelievable event.
Well, Mamaluke's stalling a little bit. He doesn't seem to want to get this match underway.
It's a veteran. This is not stalling. He's picking his spot.
Listen to the audience asking, where's their pizza? A bit of a stereotype going on, I'd say.
Absolutely.
Right.
Anti-Italian sentiment, as it were, by the fans, carried over by ECW, asking, where's my pizza?
Well, you got the fans behind Blake Morris, means they're supporting FSW over ECW.
Well, ECW was a great... and
here we go.
Well, there's the bell. Finally, officially, this match has started. Of course, you mentioned, Dyson, they're supporting FSW over ECW, but Tony Mamaluke, you know, is a true veteran in this business. Of course, ECW was around 20 years ago, and he's still at it. I was talking to him earlier, and he told me that he knows every trick of the trade. He's going to use every shortcut, and he's going to cheat if necessary. He's going to do whatever it takes to take out Blake Morris tonight.
Absolutely. We've seen the antics of Mr. Mamaluke in the past, and I'm sure they'll be on full display here, ladies and gentlemen. Both men locking up in the center of the ring now. Mr. Morris clearly with the size advantage here against Tony Mamaluke. And both men having a go in the center of the ring.
That size advantage is not going to do much against a veteran like Mamaluke.
Well, Tony Mamaluke, a very crafty guy. Of course, the audience doesn't take kindly to him. I mean, I don't understand why they wouldn't like a guy from Bensonhurst, Brooklyn, and that's where I'm from.
I'm sorry, I'm actually starting to understand the audience's point of view.
Hey, wait a second. Well, in any case, Blake Morris taking it to Mamaluke. Now, flawless Blake Morris, he's been on a bit of a losing streak lately. You gotta wonder if that's gonna get in his head, and if he's looking to this match versus a legend like Mamaluke to get back on the winning track.
Absolutely, losing streak, and then to have to fight a competitor of the magnitude of Mr. Mamaluke, never easy, as you see him starting to work on Blake Morris in the corner there.
Yeah, Tony Mamaluke chopping away. Last time we saw Tony Mamaluke here in FSW was at the Lucha Libre Extravaganza in Queens last April, and I remember when I called that match, it was actually a tag team match, and both of these men were involved. But right now they're going at their singles match, the first time the two of them has faced each other in singles competition. Blake Morris taking the advantage right now with a bunch of power moves, and there's a hip toss. Tony Mamaluke begging off right now.
Absolutely, Tony Mamaluke not in control of this match here, ladies and gentlemen. Blake Morris clearly in control, whipped him up against the rope, and a knee to the face there. And Mr. Morris just missed him there. He slipped away outside of the ring. Mr. Mamaluke getting his wits about him, as it were, outside the ring. We've seen him before. He's quite a cagey character.
Oh, and Tony Mamaluke moving out of the way, but now he takes the legs out of Blake Morris. Blake Morris goes face first. And I want to mention that another thing Tony Mamaluke said to me, I asked him, what does he prefer, tag competition or singles competition? And he told me, Dante, I like being in a tag team match because you got somebody else there to rely on. So that may be his downfall here tonight, but as of now, I think he's doing great as a singles competitor. What would you say, gentlemen?
I agree. I think Mamaluke is looking great out there, and he's upstaging Mr. Flawless Blake Morris.
Absolutely, in the bag of tricks here. on display as Mr. Mamaluke clearly in control of this match here as he blasts him down with elbows to the face there.
I think, Wesley, that Mamaluke is now targeting Blake Morris's arm.
That's right, absolutely. You saw that leg drop on the arm there, and he'll go back to working on that arm again here. Mr. Morris writhing in pain in the center of the ring with a proper submission hold on his arm there, on that left arm. Mr. Mamaluke working him here.
We might see Blake Morris get tapped out in his own house.
Well, he very well may tap out, but right now he's back up. There's a hip toss. Tony Mamaluke. Oh, look at that. He's going for the short arm scissors, it looks like. Blake Morris keeping the hands clasped. That's the only thing that's saving him right now.
Wonderful ring work.
Mr. Mamaluke posing for the camera as he has Mr. Morris in the submission hold, as Kyoko did earlier. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a generation of selfies and taking photographs of yourself.
Well, that's true. Both of these men trying to get the upper hand, but look at the power of Blake Morris.
Unbelievable. Blake Morris working out of the submission move with pure power, reversing what was being done to him, and Mr. Mamaluke in the corner now. Looks like Mr. Morris may have gained control of the match, but I spoke too soon there.
Yeah, that was very impressive by Morris, but he used all the power he had left in that arm.
Yeah, Blake Morris ducking under the strikes of Mamaluke. There's a kick. Mamaluke stunned, and there's a neck breaker to follow up.
Unbelievable, perfectly executed neck breaker after that proper kick to the face there. And Mr. Morris with his wits about him. Mr. Mamaluke in the corner there. And Mr. Morris, he just ran into the ring post.
Crafty veteran.
Absolutely.
Not going to get much past him.
Not easy to get anything past Mr. Mamaluke there. You see all the bag of tricks on display here.
Well, the man from the FBI and from the original ECW, he also mentioned that he loved performing in ECW, taking it to the extreme to Blake Morris right now, just tossing him into that metal pole. And now again, working on the arm, up to the second rope goes Mamaluke. And there you see a DDT on the arm. And again, there's a hammerlock clasping it up. Is the technical competitor Tony Mamaluke. Also could be a pinning combination, but only one shoulder down.
Absolutely, continues to work on that arm there.
Question, can you call yourself flawless after you have to get your arm amputated because Tony Mamaluke?
Mr. Morris not looking too flawless at this moment here.
Well, Blake Morris trying to fight out of it. I agree with you, Dyson. I mean, Tony Mamaluke just taking it to his arm, but he's got the other arm and he uses that one for a clothesline to knock Mamaluke down.
Yeah, you got that right. That was brutal.
And up and over with the back body drop.
Unbelievable, the power on display. Mr. Morris executing perfectly.
I don't know where Morris gets his energy.
Morris clearly with a second win here. Clearly in control of the match here, ladies and gentlemen. Flawless Morris here. And he'll attempt the pin here. Well, only a 2 count and near fall, ladies and gentlemen. It was quite close there, as it were.
I'd say. I thought it was over. Those kicks to the face were brutal.
They certainly were. Tony Mamaluke showing a lot of heart, able to kick out of that. Just some dead weight, it looks like. But he might have been playing a little bit of possum again, going for the arm bar.
Tricked you.
But Flawless busting out of it with an overhead belly-to-belly suplex. Now Flawless calling for it. He picks Tony Mamaluke up. Tony Mamaluke struggling, but there's a tombstone pile driver. That could be it. He goes for the cover, and that's it. There's a 3 count.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I don't believe it. Perfectly executed tombstone now. Blake Morris breaking up the streak of losing, as it were, by defeating an ECW legend, a wrestling legend, Tony Mamaluke, here in front of the fans in Brooklyn, and not got to hurt for Mr. Mamaluke being so close to Bensonhurst as we are here.
Yeah, well, Morris better be careful. He might get whacked in the back because of what he just did.
Well, Blake Morris, like you said, Wesley, breaking up that losing streak, and that was no small feat to defeat a veteran.